Good morning, everyone. Dennis K here, Belize Islands Real Estate. Hope you're all doing well today. Just out here taking a walk in this beautiful park again. This has been my daily routine now for the past week or so. Just love walking here in the nature. And today I'm testing out my new Aura Ring. So it's O-U-R-A, Aura Ring. And it's a biometrics tracker. So it tracks things such as my sleep, my heart rate variability, how much activity I'm getting each day, body temperature, things like that. And I've been wanting one of these rings for a while, and I know they've been out for years, and some of you have had them for years, but I just got mine. I'm a late technology adopter, as they say. But the reason I got this is to be more in tune with how I feel, and I'm trying to optimize my health. You know, as I get older, just kicked over 50 in January, and so I'm trying to do what I can to stave off the aging process, and really just trying to optimize my enjoyment of life, right? So I'm not a fanatic or anything like that. I still really enjoy a nice glass of wine or, you know, a tasty cheeseburger. But I find that the more I pay attention to my body, the more I think about, okay, what's causing me to feel lighter, happier, less anxiety, and what things contribute to more stress, cortisol, anxiety, things like that. And one of the things that I've learned over the years, this is proven by science, is that where you live and how you live has a tremendous impact on your health. And this is something that the doctors don't talk about. For example, if you go into the doctor, say, "Doc, I'm just not feeling right, I'm a sore throat or just lack of energy," what they're going to do is they're going to run some tests, and they're probably going to prescribe some sort of prescription or whatever they think you should take. But very few actually say, "You know what, tell me about your home life," or "Tell me about your house itself. Where do you live? What does your house look like? Tell me about your commute to work. Tell me about your job." The reality is, most of the time, so we're not feeling good, it can be attributed to where we live, how we live, and the choices that we're making. And a lot of times, not all the time, but a lot of times, these things can be adjusted. And if you would, think for a minute about the last 3 or 6 months of your life and write this down on the piece of paper. This is a great exercise. I do this often. Write down the top maybe 4 or 5 things that cause you the most stress and anxiety. All right. And then identify, what are those things? Maybe you come up with a list of 10 things that, happen throughout the day or week or months that really, just kind of set you in a bad mood or just, make you grumpy. You're not performing optimally. And then say to yourself, okay, what could I do to remove the top 2 or 3 causes of that stress? Whatever it might be, current job, traffic, could be, how you eat or whatever it may be. Could you find a way to optimize your life to remove those major stressors? And at the same time, write down the top 10 things that bring you the most joy. So looking back over the past 3 months, 6 months, where are the moments that you just felt elated, joyful, happy, like, I love this life of mine? And then circle the top 2 or 3 things. Could you add more of that into your life? So by subtracting the 2 or 3 things that cause you the most stress, by adding back in the top 2 or 3 things that add joy, you should come up with a nice little program for yourself of what you can accomplish over the next 3 or 6 months as far as your own personal happiness and fulfillment is. Now, regarding this, where you live and how you live, contributing to your overall state of happiness. Many of you, if you're watching this video, this is about Belize, I promise. Many of you are looking to retire to Belize, move to Belize, invest in Belize. Why? Because you feel that doing so is probably going to give you a return on happiness, right? And I would probably say you're right. I mean, think about the times that you've been on vacation or you've traveled to a new country. Where was it that you just felt at peace with yourself, with your relationships? Where was it that just brought you so much joy that you thought to yourself, you know what, I could stay here forever? And I know this isn't the real life, right? This is vacation life, so I'm living as if I were on vacation, but there is enough around me that I can picture myself living here. Now, for me personally, that's been one of 2 places. Number 1 is on the ocean. Absolutely love the ocean. And after a day spent on the ocean or in the ocean with sunshine, I sleep so good and I wake up just feeling energized, like somebody plugged me in, you know, to a power source. And I feel the same thing when I'm in the mountains. So I'm up in the mountains, something about the crisp air. And I know there's probably 1,000 different things that go into making this possible. Maybe, you know, no EMFs or just having more oxygen. I don't know what it is. But on the ocean and in the mountains is where I just feel at my best. And so for some of you, many of you who are looking at Belize, you've probably already determined that for you, you feel your best somewhere by the water, somewhere where you can swim in the ocean, be in the ocean, absorb the sunlight, just be around nature more. And if that's true of you, then make it happen, right? Make the move and don't wait too long. You know, if you keep putting this off, and I know there has to be a right time for everything, right? But if you put it off unnecessarily, if you're the kind of person, you know, what's the old saying? Ready, aim, fire, right? So you're getting ready, you're aiming at the target, and then boom, you pull the trigger. Now, pulling the trigger could be, you know, moving to Belize, buying a property, doing something. Well, don't get caught in the ready, aim, 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 and never pull the trigger, because that's just going to make you frustrated. All right. Now, I'm not saying don't do your homework. Do your homework, do your due diligence, but then pull the trigger and start living somewhere where you feel good. All right. Now, if it's Belize, fantastic. If it's not Belize, choose somewhere else. You don't have to move to Belize to feel good. You can make changes right now at your home or in the city that you live, and possibly you could even just use Belize as a place to invest some of your funds, for example, your IRA or your personal funds, to get a return so that you can in other ways improve the quality of your life. Now, whatever that may be. For instance, if right now you're working 5 days a week, could you work 4 days a week? What would you do with an entire extra day of the week? You say, I don't know how I could work less. Easy. Start to invest now. That pays you a return. So that return could make up for that 1 day's less worth of work. And you say, well, Dennis, you make it sound so simple. Well, it kind of is, right? Imagine if you can work 4 days a week instead of 5. Now you have an entire day extra each week, 4 days a month. That's a tremendous amount of time to pursue things that you're passionate about, hobbies, sports, time with loved ones, time with your kids if you got kids, time with your parents and grandparents if you're fortunate that they're still alive. But imagine what 1 extra day can do to your life, right? Now imagine that 1 extra day turns into 2 extra days or 3 extra days because you've moved to Belize and now you're able to work less because you're paying less taxes, you don't have the car payment, you're paying less in health care. And with those extra days, not only do you have the extra time, but you have the extra energy because you actually feel good. You can do something with that time. So that's my little pep talk for today, and looking forward to see how my Aura Ring does. And I've wanted this for a while again because I know that the choices that I make today will greatly impact my happiness tomorrow, right? And the good or the bad, the good and the bad, I should say. And so this is going to help me to see what am I doing each day that contributes more to my happiness? What am I doing each day that, you know what, I could eliminate, I should eliminate, and maybe make some better choices in my life. And one of the things you guys can think about as you're considering this the same way, think about your habits and activities right now. Which ones are you tied to and you're forced to do just because you're living in the United States or Canada? And could that be adjusted with a move to Belize? All right. Could some of those things that cause you stress, anxiety, pain, whatever it is, poor health, could some of that be relieved or eliminated by a move to Belize? And by the same token, those things that you identified as bringing you happiness, those, deep personal relationships, more time spent in nature, less work, less stress, the freedom to pursue hobbies and other interests. If moving to Belize could increase the amount of time you get to spend doing those things, wouldn't that be a good thing? All right, so if you want to know more, hit me up on the link below, buy me a coffee. You see, this is a daily habit of mine. Steph and I love your support. Let's jump on a Zoom call with you, and we can see how we can start to help you move forward with living the dream down in Belize. All right, guys, take care. All the best to you. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you soon.